are looking at CCleaner, which is a program that I recommend for anyone who wants to declutter their computer. I recommend it for 3 reasons. Number 1, it has a very user-friendly interface. Once you open it up and get into it, it's not too hard to get some really good results from using this program. The second is it has very powerful cleaning capabilities. There are other programs out there that will do similar things, but they're lacking a feature or two. This one has them all built in and really easy to use. And the third reason, and best of all, it's free. There are some other programs out there that charge to do similar things, and this one stacks up well against all of those, and it's free. So let's get started. To find this, we're going to go to Google and just type in CCleaner. And it's the first one there. We're going to click on the download link. And if you just choose the alternative download, it'll save. The save window will pop up and you can just save it right to your desktop. Okay, once you've finished installing and you opened it up, the first window you're presented with here is the Cleaner window. And what this window does is removes unnecessary files from your computer. These unnecessary files build up over time just by using different programs, and at times it could be a space and resource hog. So for the most part, it's really good to get rid of a lot of these files. The first tab we have here is the Windows temporary files, things like Internet Explorer and your system temporary files. You can select and deselect different things that you want to get rid of or not get rid of. For instance, I deselected the recycle bin because I don't want it to empty the recycle bin at this time. Click on over to the Applications tab, and we'll see the different applications that you have installed on your computer will have their own type of temporary files, and you can choose to clean those out. For instance, in Firefox, I don't want it to get rid of my cookies or my saved form information, so I'm going to uncheck those. Once you have selected all the information you're sure you want to remove, click the Analyze button, and it'll take a few moments, and it'll identify there's about 76 megabytes that are able to be removed from my system. A lot of those are temporary internet files, temporary system files, and temporary application files. So we will go ahead and run the cleaner and remove all of those. It's going to ask you, do you want to permanently delete these files? And yes. It just took a second and about 72 megabytes were removed. The next step in decluttering your computer is going to the Registry tab. You can leave all of these checked off and just click Scan for Issues. This one's going to take a little bit longer as it goes through your registry and identifies unnecessary registry entries that can slow down or potentially be harmful to your system. Once it's reached 100%, click the Fix Selected Issues button. It's going to pop up with an option to back up saved registry entries. If this is the first time you're running CCleaner, you want to go ahead and back it up, and if you have any issues, restore that file. But if after a while you've not had any issues, you go ahead and remove that file. And if you're running this program regularly, you don't have to back it up. So it found 65 issues here. And if you go through these individually, it will kind of give you an idea of what they are. I'm going to go ahead and click Fix All Selected Issues. And there we go. It removes 65 unnecessary registry entries from the computer. Now, the first time you run CCleaner, you'll probably have more. But if you run it regularly, you shouldn't have a whole lot of registry entries to fix. We're now going to move on to the automatically starting programs. So I'm going to click Close, go to the Tools tab, and then click on the Startup button. And as it says, these programs are set to run when your computer starts. And as you can see, there's a number of programs here that start up when the computer starts. And each of these are always running once your computer begins. So if you're not using them frequently, all they're doing is slowing down your computer. To quickly identify the programs that you want to remove, the first thing you need to do is really identify the programs you want to keep. Things like your backup software or your video card software. and this is my mouse software. I know I want to keep those because they add to the functionality of my mouse and video card. If you have a printer attached to this computer, a lot of times you'll see your printer drivers here in this window. You want to keep those things that really do add to the functionality of your system, such as mouse drivers and printer drivers and video card drivers. Now, a lot of programs will add to your startup list that you really don't use all the time, and you don't need it starting up and running every time your system reboots, such as the Groove Monitor, which is a Microsoft Office 2007 utility that I don't use at all. So I'm going to click on that and click Disable. Now, things that you can't readily identify, or things you might identify as programs that you don't use often, you can go ahead and click on it and choose Disable. It doesn't delete it, so if you find that later on you're missing some functionality from a mouse or your printer's not working, you can come back and enable that, unless you choose Delete, which will remove it permanently. So for now, I'm just going to click on it and choose Disable. Now, it's okay to disable everything on here. It doesn't remove the program from your computer, it just stops it from launching whenever your computer starts. At any time, you can go and launch the program manually by clicking on the Start button and going up to Programs and choosing the program you want to use. Okay, now I've disabled all of those, and that's it. Whenever you reboot your computer next time, you'll find that you'll have less items in your taskbar, and your computer will boot up a lot quicker. One last thing, make sure every time you start up CCleaner that you click the Check for Updates button. And what that's going to do is go to the website, make sure you have the latest version. And like I said, it's free, so go ahead and get the latest updates every time you use it. And again, I recommend this program to anyone who wants to quickly and easily declutter their system by removing unnecessary files, cleaning the Windows registry, and removing all of those unnecessary startup programs.